September 2025 should have been a golden chapter for BTS. With military service finally behind them, the world was buzzing about the group's long-awaited return. Concerts, albums, projects, everything seemed ready to reignite the flame that BTS and ARMY had kept alive for more than a decade. But then came the shockwave. On the first week of September, Hybe Entertainment confirmed that Jimin once had a relationship with actress Song Dae-eun. Though the statement insisted that the two were no longer together, the damage was done. Instead of offering clarity, the announcement fueled more speculation. Articles with half-truths spread across Korean portals. Gossip channels dissected every past interaction Jimin had with Song Dae-eun. Old photos, private rumors, and even baseless claims were pushed into the spotlight. Jimin's name dominated trending searches, not for his artistry, but for his personal life. For fans, it felt unfair. After years of sacrifice, service, and endless dedication to music, Jimin deserved peace. Instead, he found himself in the eye of a storm he never asked for. For 12 consecutive years, Jimin never failed to post something for Jungkook's birthday on September 1. It was a tradition cherished by fans, a sweet symbol of the bond between two of BTS's youngest members. Sometimes it was a selfie, sometimes a heartfelt message, but it was always there. This year, fans waited. They checked Weverse every hour, they refreshed Instagram hoping to catch even the smallest post. But there was nothing. Silence. At first, some thought maybe Jimin was simply busy, preparing for BTS's reunion schedules. But as the hours turned into a full day, the silence grew heavier. On social media, fans began connecting the dots. Was Jimin's absence a reflection of the dating storm? Was he avoiding the spotlight to protect himself? Or was he quietly battling emotions the public could not see? The silence became louder than any words Jimin could have written. For ARMY, it wasn't just about a birthday wish, it was about what the silence revealed. A man under immense pressure, retreating from the world that used to feel like home. Just as fans were still grappling with the silence, another wave hit. A private video of Jimin at the gym alongside RM leaked online. It spread like wildfire, reposted without consent, dissected frame by frame. For many, it was the final straw. Fans erupted in anger, not at Jimin, but at the invasion of his privacy. "This isn't content," when ARMY tweeted, "this is a violation." Hashtags condemning the leak trended worldwide, but the damage was already done. The images circulated on forums, feeding into tabloids hungry for clicks. And once again, Jimin's personal space, his right to simply exist as a person, was taken from him. It raised urgent questions. Where is the boundary between an idol's life and his humanity? Why is Jimin forced to live under constant surveillance with strangers feeling entitled to every detail? For ARMY, this wasn't just about Jimin anymore. It was about the dangerous culture of entitlement that has long haunted K-pop idols. Jimin isn't just a singer, he is a symbol. To millions, he represents healing, hope, and beauty. His voice has carried fans through sleepless nights. His performances have inspired young dancers across the globe. His kindness has given strength to those who felt invisible. But the higher the pedestal, the heavier the weight. Every smile must be flawless, every word must be careful, every action is magnified under the harsh glare of global fame. It is a burden few can carry, and Jimin, known for his sensitivity and empathy, carries it more heavily than most. Fans know this. That's why the trending hashtags Protect Jimin and We Love You Jimin weren't just social media trends. They were desperate cries of concern. Pleased to remind Jimin that beyond the stage lights, he is loved unconditionally. One fan wrote, "He doesn't owe us a smile every day. He deserves rest. He deserves silence. He deserves to heal." Hybe's statement about Song Dae-eun confirmed the relationship but stopped short of addressing the storm it unleashed. There was no reassurance about Jimin's well-being, no acknowledgement of the privacy invasion, no promise to shield him from further harm. Fans are left wondering, why is the company quick to confirm rumors but hesitant to defend its artist's mental health? Why is silence always come when protection is most needed? For ARMY, the frustration runs deep. Many remember HYBE's past inaction when BTS members were harassed by aunties, stalkers, or invasive media. The fear is that history is repeating itself, this time at Jimin's expense.
For years, Jimin has been the healer. Through songs like Promise and Like Crazy, he has poured his soul into music that comforted millions. His words during concerts, gentle reminders to love oneself, have saved lives. But now, the roles have reversed. It is ARMY who must protect Jimin. Fan forums overflow with letters of love. You are not alone. Take all the time you need. Your health comes before anything else. These aren't just messages, they are shields, built from love to remind Jimin that he doesn't have to face this storm alone. For longtime fans, this isn't the first time they've worried about Jimin. In BTS's earlier years, he openly confessed to being his harshest critic, often pushing himself beyond limits to meet impossible standards. There were nights when Jimin went without food to keep up with strict dieting, times when he broke down in documentaries, apologizing to fans for mistakes only he could see. His perfectionism, once admired, often revealed the fragility beneath the superstar image. Now, in 2025, fans see echoes of that struggle. The silence, the absence, the shadows in his public appearances. They remind ARMY of the boy who once admitted, "I'm too hard on myself." The question lingers, has Jimin's old battle with self-pressure returned, now amplified by the harsh glare of the dating rumors? The uproar around Jimin's relationship isn't just about him. It reflects a larger issue within K-pop culture. Idols are expected to dedicate their lives to fans, often at the cost of their personal happiness. While Western artists openly date, marry, and start families, K-pop idols are forced to hide even the most innocent relationships. Jimin, one of the biggest stars in the world, is no exception. The confirmation of his past romance became global news, dissected not as a human story, but as a scandal. Why is love seen as betrayal? Why are idols punished for being human? ARMY continues to push back against these toxic expectations. "He's a man, not a machine," one fan wrote. "He deserves love just as much as he gives it." Despite the chaos, one thing has remained unshaken: ARMY's loyalty. Across countries, languages, and cultures, fans have mobilized to shield Jimin. They mass report accounts spreading hate. They flood timelines with positive messages. They share clips of Jimin's laughter, his songs, his brightest moments, to remind the world of the joy he has given. In Seoul, fan cafes began organizing support projects, from billboards to charity donations under Jimin's name. In Latin America, fans trended #StayStrongJimin for 3 consecutive days. In Europe, fan clubs pooled funds to send mental health awareness ads in his honor. This isn't just fan service, it's activism. ARMY is rewriting the narrative, demanding that idols like Jimin be treated with dignity and respect. Much of the storm Jimin faces stems from the way media operates in Korea and globally. Tabloids profit from sensationalism, turning personal struggles into clickbait. Gossip YouTubers build entire channels on dissecting idols' private lives. Even mainstream outlets, desperate for engagement, amplify rumors before confirming facts. For Jimin, this machinery has become suffocating. Every move, every word, every silence is a headline. But at what cost? How many idols have crumbled under this weight before? And how many more will unless something changes? ARMY is now calling not just for HYBE's accountability, but for a cultural shift in the way media treats human beings disguised as celebrities. As September moves forward, the story of Jimin is still unfolding. Will he step forward with a message to fans, assuring them of his health? Will HYBE implement stronger protective measures? Or will the silence linger, leaving questions unanswered? The only certainty is that Jimin's journey is far from over. The battles he faces today may one day become another chapter in his story of resilience. Like the phoenix he has always been, Jimin has a way of rising from ashes, stronger, more radiant, more unshakable. And as always, ARMY will be waiting. Not for perfection, not for flawless smiles, but for the man behind the superstar. Because in the end, Jimin doesn't need to be the idol every second of every day. He just needs to be himself.